we are going to discuss the topic Newton's rings. For the system, we need a plain glass plate and a plano convex lens is to be placed above this glass plate. Okay. Then there will be an air film is formed in between these two equipments. That is, an air film is formed in between these two equipments, and the thickness of air film is 0 here, and it will be increasing when it is moving in this side and this side. Okay. So a plain glass plate is placed here, and a plano convex lens is placed above this plain glass plate, and then an air film is forming in between these two components, and air film will be, the thickness of the air film is increasing when it moves to the right and left end, and it is minimum at the center. Okay. Then a monochromatic source of light is placed here, and the light is passing through a lens, and a glass plate is arranged here to in an inclination of 45 degree to make the light fall normally on this convex lens, and then a microscope is arranged here to observe the fringes forming here. These are the experimental arrangements. So when the light source from the monochromatic source of light is coming through the lens, which is arranged here, it is incidenting on this glass plate, which is at the 45 degree inclination. After incidenting from this glass plate, the light is incidenting to the upper position of the plano convex lens. Okay, when the light passes through this air film, the light will be reflected from the upper surface of the air film and the lower surface of the air film that we have already discussed in case of a plain film. Okay, that is, there is an air film in between these two lens and plate, and the light will be reflected back from the upper and lower surface of the air film, and these two reflected lights will interfere to produce an interference pattern here, and this interference pattern will be reflected back like this, and it will be observed by a microscope. Okay, then it is falling on an air film, it will be like a circular shape. That is the circular shape. In such a way, there is a dark ring and a bright ring, and around that a dark, bright alternate fringes like this. Do you know what is the reason behind the fringes in shape of a circle? As here is the air film forming. That is, here the air film has the thickness 0, and here it will be having a thickness a particular amount, and the same thickness it will be having in this position. Similarly, it will be having the air film which is formed in between this plain glass plate and plano convex lens will be having same thickness in the circular shape. So the fringes will be in the shape of a circle. So a central dark fringe, and a bright fringe, and a dark fringe, a bright fringe, etc. So the fringes are forming like this, and these rings are said to be Newton's rings. These rings are said to be Newton's rings. We can observe these rings from this microscope. Let R be the radius of curvature of this plano convex lens, and consider a air film having a thickness T with a dark fringe. That is, if this is at the center, we can consider a dark fringe, that is a circular fringe at the point Q, which will be having a thickness T. That is considered a dark fringe or circular fringe which is dark at a point Q having with a thickness T. Okay, that is, the thickness will be PQ, that is equal to T. Okay, then the radius curvature is R here, and here also it will be same, and the radius of the circular fringe, that is this OQ, will be equal to Rn. That is, radius OQ will be equal to Rn. That is, for the nth fringe it is representing as Rn. Okay, now according to Pythagoras theorem, from this figure we can write it as Pm square is equal to Pn square plus Mn square. That is, Pm square is equal to Pn square plus Mn square. By giving the name, we know Pm is equal to R square and Pn is equal to Rn square. The radius of that particular circular range which we have considered, and Mn. We have the radius of curvature R from here, that is M to O. Okay, then Mn will be equal to Mo minus No. That's equal to R minus T. So R minus T whole square. Okay, so this is equal to Rn square plus R square plus T square minus 2RT. Okay, that is R square is equal to Rn square plus R square plus T square minus 2RT. From cancelling these two terms, we can write it as Rn square is equal to 2RT minus T square. And we know this is already biggest figure, that is the biggest thickness is T, but actually it is very minute thickness the air film that have. So the T will be very much less than that of the radius of curvature of the planar convex lens. Okay, it will be having very lesser thickness when it compared to that of the radioconvex lens. Radius of the curvature, that is R, is very much greater than T. So we can relate it as 2RT is much greater than T square. So we can write it as Rn square is equal to, we can neglect this T square, Rn square is equal to 2RT. So we know Rn square is equal to 2RT, and we have already discussed in the case of normal incidence and oblique incidence the condition for darkness. So in case of oblique incidence 2 mu T, cos R is equal to n lambda, which is the condition for darkness. And we know mu is equal to 1 as it is formed air film, and R is 0 as the light is incident normally. So an angle of incidence is cos R will be equal to 0. Okay. And 2T will be equal to n lambda, and Rn square is equal to n lambda R when it is substituting in this equation, or Rn is equal to root of n lambda R, where n is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. That is the radius of the corresponding dark ring will be square root of the natural number, proportional to the square root of the natural numbers. Okay, and then the diameter, as we know, it is 2 into the radius, that is 2 root of 2RT, or it is 2 root of n lambda R for all dark rings, that is for all the nth dark rings, where n is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. Similar way we can discuss the diameter and radius of the bright ring also in this method. So the diameter of n plus 1 bright ring, that will be dn plus 1. As we know, the condition for brightness 2 mu T is equal to n plus 1 by 2 lambda, and mu is equal to 1 for the air film. So 2T will be equal to n plus 1 by 2 lambda. Okay, and we know dn is equal to root of 2TR in this. Dn plus 1 is equal to root of, in case of 2T we can replace n plus 1 by 2 lambda from this equation. That is, this is the n plus 1 bright ring diameter. Okay, or for the n minus, for the nth bright ring, dn minus 1 is equal to n minus 1 by 2 lambda R, similarly. Okay, and we know the center will be having a dark spot as the thickness is 0 and the path difference to this minimum point will be 0. So the center will be having a dark spot, and it will be surrounded by a bright ring and then a dark ring, and alternately like this. Okay, so now consider n plus kth dark ring. That is, if the rings are going like this, this is n and this is n plus k. Now consider the n plus kth dark ring. Okay, n plus kth dark ring, we know Rn square is equal to n lambda R, and dn square is equal to 4n lambda R. That is the diameter of nth ring. Rn plus k square, from this we can write it as n plus k into lambda R. Similarly, dn plus k square is equal to 4 into n plus k lambda R. That is the diameter of n plus kth ring. Okay. From this we can find out the difference between these two diameters, that is nth ring and n plus kth ring. dn plus k square minus dn square, that's equal to 4 into n plus k lambda R minus of 4n lambda R. Then from this 4n lambda R got cancelled, and the remaining will be 4k lambda R. We got dn plus k square minus dn square is equal to 4k lambda R. Now if we are considering the n plus kth ring and nth ring, the difference of the square of these diameters of the n plus kth ring and nth ring will be independent of n, only dependent on k. Okay, from this we can rearrange to get the wavelength of the sodium lamp or monochromatic source of light, which we have used. Lambda is equal to dn plus k square minus dn square by 4 kr. K is the difference between n and n plus k, and r is the radius of curvature. Dn is the diameter of nth ring. Dn plus k is the diameter of n plus kth ring. Okay, and by knowing these variables we can find out the lambda value or wavelength of the monochromatic source using the Newton's ring experiment. Okay, now here we have considered the medium as air. Okay, so mu is taken as 0. If the mu is taken as 1. Now if the medium is not air, that is lambda is equal to mu into dn plus k square minus dn square by 4 kr, where mu is the refractive index of the medium which is placed in between these apparatus. These are the theory of a Newton's ring. Now we can go through the experimental setup and how experimentally this lambda can be measured using the apparatus Newton's ring. The determination of wavelength lambda of the monochromatic source of light which is used here. We are using the sodium vapor lamp and the source of light is placed here, and the light is passing through a lens to the glass plate which is placed at an inclination of angle 45 degree. And the light is normally incidenting on this planar convex lens, and there will be an air film formed in between this planar convex lens and the glass plate, and this air film will be having a thickness minimum 0 at this point, and it will be increasing to this left and right ends. Okay, and from this air film, from the upper surface and the lower surface, these light rays are reflecting back, and these two reflected light rays will interfere to form an interference pattern. This interference pattern will be observed through this microscope which is placed above this Newton's ring arrangement. These are the experimental setup which we need to conduct a Newton's ring experiment. Okay. Now the interference pattern will be like this. The path difference is 0 here, so it will be a dark ring and a bright ring, dark ring, bright ring, dark ring, etc. Okay. Now we have to move the horizontal arrangement of the microscope. Horizontal arrangement of microscope is moved to obtain this 28th dark ring. Okay, 28th dark ring. Okay, then 28, the even numbers is to be counted. 28 dark ring, it is kept from there, and it is to be moved to the right direction. Once it is moved from this 28th ring, it should be stopped at the right, the ring which is at the right side, that is the 28th ring. So if this is the 28th ring, we are moving the microscope from this point. We have to start the counting, then the next 26, and next count the line of 24 and etc. up to 6, 4, etc. and then move to the right side, and from this it is to be moved from 4 and 6, 8 and like that 28. So once we move the microscope from this position, it should be end in a single counting to the 28th ring of the right direction. Then only we get the diameter of these rings correctly. Okay, so the difference between the rings which are placed 28th ring here and 28th ring here, we get the diameter of this 28th ring. And similarly the 4th ring here and 4th ring here, we get the diameter of 4th ring. In such a way we can find out the value of each diameter of each ring, that is n plus kth ring and n plus nth ring, and this diameter can be calculated. We are taking the difference of by a 10 number of rings. Okay, that is dn plus k square minus dn square. Okay, by setting the value of k is equal to 10, we can find out n plus k square minus dn square. So this can be found like this. By after arranging this Newton's ring arrangement, find out the Newton's ring and count down to the left direction and start counting the value of the 28th ring, and it count it alternately 28, 26, 24, etc. And when we reach the fourth ring here, you have to go to the next fourth ring at the right side and horizontally move to the right until it ends at the 28th ring on the right side. Okay. Now the dn plus k square minus dn square measurement is completed. Actually, we are taking k value as the 10. That is the 10th difference diameters are we are calculating. The plane mirror method is used to experimental calculation of focal length of lens here. That is, a wire gauze having a screen is placed here and a convex lens and a mirror. Okay, in this the lens is moved to a clear image of wire gauze, and then in that time the distance between the lens and the wire gauze is measured. That is the focal length of the lens. Next, the radius of curvature of the Boyce method. Okay, then the wire gauze is placed here. It will be having a screen also with this, and the source of light is placed. Now the lens is a black paper is placed behind this lens. That is the Boyce method. In this, the lens is moved to get a clear image of this wire gauze at the screen. Now the distance between the wire gauze and the lens is measured as d. From this, the radius of curvature using Boyce method can be calculated as f into d by f minus d. Hence, the lambda, the wavelength of monochromatic source of light, can be calculated by knowing all these values, and k is considered as 10. So, this is the experiment arrangement for the determination of lambda using the apparatus Newton's rings.